My friends, let's grow up. Let's stop pretending we don't know the deal here. Or if we truly haven't noticed, let's wake up and notice. Look, everything that can be lost will be lost. It's simple. How could we have missed it for so long? Let's grieve our losses fully like ripe human beings. But please, let's not get so shocked by them. Let's not act so betrayed as though life had broken her secret promise to us. Impermanence is life's only promise to us. And she keeps it with ruthless impeccability. To a child, she seems cruel, but she is only wild, and her compassion exquisitely precise. Brilliantly penetrating, luminous with truth, she strips away the unreal to show us the real. This is the true ride. Let's give ourselves to it. Let's stop making deals for a safe passage. There isn't one anyway, and the cost of that is too high. We are not children anymore. The true human adult gives everything for what cannot be lost. Let's dance the wild dance of no hope. The Dakini Speaks, a poem by Jennifer Wellwood. Musical backup by Sapphire Bouchalion. Hello, dear friends. Everything that can be lost will be lost. How can that be true? On the other hand, how could it not be true? Those who know such things say that out of nothing came everything about 14.2 billion years ago. From nothing, billions of galaxies, civilizations coming and going, galaxies colliding. Here on the Earth, earthquakes, civilizations coming and going, peace, war, birth, death. And yet somehow we cling to a fantasy that we can create something solid and safe. And this is the source of endless suffering. $2,600 years ago, the Buddha, I like to say and believe, an ordinary human being just like us, became disillusioned with the religion of his time, became disillusioned with trying to find happiness through the sense doors. And he went on a quest, a successful quest, where he realized what he called the deathless. And so we come together because we have a similar intuition. There must be, or there is, something beyond trying to find happiness in evanescent, constantly changing phenomena. And so we develop, we cultivate heart mindfulness. In Buddhist terminology, we could say that we take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We take refuge in that which is awake. There is something mysterious here, consciousness. There's something that knows what's happening. And with that knowing, some profound truths are revealed. The one I'm going to emphasize today is anicca, impermanence, not permanent, anicca. So please invite awareness to open in the livingness of your body. It breathes, doesn't it? Notice the mystery of the fact that there can be awareness of the chest and abdomen expanding and contracting. It's so simple that it's hard to believe that this is the doorway to freedom. Of course, as further proof of anicca, the mind has a mind of its own, and it wanders into the past, into the future. It creates all kinds of fantasies. Please do not make an enemy of the wandering mind. The wandering mind is one of our greatest teachers. Thoughts last a little while and then disappear. And thoughts can be completely opposite from one another and still coexist in this mysterious mind. Our goal is not to silence the wandering mind. It is to not identify with it. Please take a few moments to notice the aliveness in your body, in your feet and legs, in your hands, your fingers. Not an idea of hands and fingers, but the actual livingness of them right now. They too sing the same song of anicca. So we form an intention to stay with the sensations of breathing very gently. No violence. Violence neither works nor is even helpful. Notice the life in what you think of as your face. Notice your lips, your tongue. Maybe let the tongue move around in your mouth a little bit and touch the palate, touch your teeth. Awareness and mindfulness light up this sensation like a searchlight. And please now let us sit together quietly for a while, embracing in breathing and out breathing, as you might embrace a lover who has been in a coma for months or has just made it down alive off Annapurna. Or who you thought was gone forever and they reappear. The breath, while present repeatedly for a lifetime, shares the characteristic of anicca with that lover, with that friend, with that child, with that career, with that health. Let us allow to melt the delusion of permanence. And with that, let us relinquish the suffering that arises every time we try to freeze reality into something solid. So embracing in breathing and out breathing. And observing with great equanimity everything that happens. Every breath has its birth. Its beginning. Be present for this birth. Every breath has a rising to fullness. A moment of fullness and then a decline to vanishing. And sometimes there's a gap between in-breathing and out-breathing. And particularly between out-breathing and in-breathing. In such a moment, You might simply be aware of your whole body, or you might be aware of awareness itself. Thoughts come, but then awareness notices them. Also, sometimes sounds come, but they are no distraction. Every single event that occurs sings the song of anicca. Sometimes it's helpful to use a practice called noting. Rising, rising, falling, falling. Quiet little words in the mind. Or you can follow the breath in the nose, the nostrils. In, out, out. When heart mindfulness awakens, in a wandering mind. Wandering, wandering, returning, returning. The notes are not an interference, they're just a slight addition, a pointing at. Watching, observing, knowing the show that is called a human life, your human life. You're one precious, one of a kind in the universe, human life. And we might put down the emphasis on heart mindfulness for a moment and take up the great I love you mantra. I love you with your name at the end. I love you, meaning that there's room for everything. There's room for all of us, all of ourself. There are parts of yourself that are quite unknown to the ego. And they're where your compulsions and addictions and unexpected behaviors come from. I love you, including the whole thing. And allowing the billowing of the chest and abdomen with breathing to come into the realm of I love you. This body which has served you so well for so long. And for a moment, why not imagine putting aside disbelief? Imagine that you are the Buddha or Kuan Yin, or that sitting in the center of your heart, there is a golden, beautiful representation of the Buddha or Kuan Yin, or any other archetypal figure. And this being is shaped exactly like you. And let them radiate love throughout your body. As a warm energy flowing down from the heart into all the lower experience of body, up into the shoulders and lungs and arms and hands, up into the face and eyes and scalp, golden and white light. And a favorite visualization is to imagine that as the Buddha, you can be a time traveler and be present at your own birth. Be the first to touch this baby. Don't worry that you're a little messy. You were just born. Take this baby onto your bare chest. Let yourself cry. It's part of opening the lungs. Maybe you have the chance to cut the umbilical cord. I set you free. And perhaps I'll be with you throughout your life. What else would you like to say to your newborn self? Maybe everything's going to keep changing through your whole life. This is a great adventure of anicca. And with the intuitive eye of the Buddha and your own deep intuitive heart, reflect back over your life at all the relationships, thousands, tens of thousands of encounters, of all the emotions, of all the successes and failures, the comings and goings, the vacations. Those important people who came along and danced important roles in your life and then somehow vanished. Anicca. Maybe delicately remember maybe just the outlines of some trauma or traumas that happened in your life. They too are anicca. They may have left their footprints, but they are gone. And come home to breathing. As the body sings the song of change. Sometimes the mind, the conditioned mind says, I don't want there to be so much change. I want things to be more stable. And so we suffer trying to make things stable or changeless. But it is possible, and you're doing it right now. To notice this breath and its profound changeability. This golden Buddha in your heart can expand so that their body is exactly contiguous with yours. Every pore, every scar. And you can go through the world as the Buddha or Kuan Yin. Don't hold back. It doesn't help to pretend you're small and that your neurotic ideas are who you are. Allow your beautiful, exquisite, loving self to shine. Each breath is an invitation. Be home here and now. And this realization, this intuition, this insight into anicca may at first be frightening. But reality ultimately is not frightening. It is what is. And so allowing it to dawn on you that it's really okay to be deeply happy. It's okay to be deeply content. Because there's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to fight over. There's nothing to struggle over. There's just this beautiful, exquisite, one-of-a-kind human being for whom you use the I pronoun. I, this. I think, I feel, I go. May all beings everywhere share in the merits of our practice. May we all awaken to the radical truth of anicca. May we go through our day learning from everything we see and hear and think and know. It is all the dance.